earlier, I added music, so copyright was there 100%. So I had to make another one without the music on. So, but in this time, I'll be explaining to you how you can actually remote access your computer without having the headache to understand more. But for like accessing your computer like outside your network, you will need to look that out. But I can show you the basics to do that within the same network. But outside your local network, you need to learn about Telescale, but I cannot show you because of two main reasons. Because if I do so, I will be exposing my IP, which make my computer vulnerable to access by anyone. That is why the reason not. But right now I switched up the configuration and I deleted those so I can show you within the local network, because each one of you would have the same numbers within his local network, but you cannot access them within outside your network. So all you're gonna need is two things: have a computer, Windows 11 working, and you're gonna need to download the Windows app, which is actually provided by Microsoft. Not a lot of people know how to use it much. Otherwise, if you don't want to have that one, there is multiple other options I'll be showing you right now, and I'll be telling you which one is actually suitable and which one is not. So for my preference, I liked the window because it's actually provided by the same supplier or the same provider as the machine itself, which give all the accessibility of the future and make it really smooth in using by hand. So you're just gonna go inside, and then you're gonna actually need to have your credential. What are your credential? For example, you will need to have your computer password set. If you don't have, you need one, and you need to configure your remote access. I'll be showing you right now once I'm gonna dive into one of the computers that I have. So once you have those two things, because I just swap up connection, give me one sec. I need to close the app, open it back again. Unless I didn't put the correct address. Yeah. So when you don't have the correct address, it wouldn't log into a machine. Make sure that you get the correct address by going to your computer network provider. Like if you're connected by a wireless, then go to your property of the wireless and you should see an unencrypted address. Oh, okay, so I made a mistake in the address. One number. So, or your computer name. So once it get established, it know the computer, it will let you know. You just need to confirm, and here you go, you're inside your computer. Let me just take down this one, and now, so if you go inside to activate everything, so this is from your computer, you're gonna need to go from your computer and go and look for remote access. If you type it over here, make sure you don't have home edition, otherwise I'll show you how I'll point to you where you can find the files, but you will need to install them yourself and set them up. There's a lot of videos showing those, so you just look it up and you will find the file. So sorry, if you click here, when you want to use the keyboard, you use it over here, and then you type in over here remote. Actually, sorry, you can actually do it here. If you go to your setting tab, actually you can, it's this one over here, remote access desktop. You need to activate this one, and this is your PC name usually, which is referred to the main domain first, and then your username, which is what you are logging in to. So once you activate this one, it should be activated. If you don't have this one, then you're gonna need actually to go and look for, I'll tell you the name right now. If you have a home edition, you will not find that one, so you would actually need to download a certain files and bypass a certain policy of Windows so you can actually get access. You will look for, let me see, I think I have it over here too. Nope. So you would write down capital R D P Y. It's this one actually, but without the en, and it's the first one. You go down to release. Since I have the, so if I go back, sorry, release, and depends on your machine. You should have a file here. No, wait a second. This is view or react. Yes, this one's over here. One of the files here should be matching what you need. This is the source code, but you need the, not the source code. You need actually the files. Once you get them, you can look for the instruction how to follow and set up, because you're still gonna need to copy the first file that we have actually got over here, this one, and you need actually to set it up in your computer back so it get configured. If you look at his videos showing how to do so, once you have that set, then you go to your window machine, you add on the top, like I said to you, for example, over here, you add your IP address or your name, for example, the name of your account. For example, I know the other PC was actually MOA, so I can do like this instead of IP, and it's still gonna be working the same thing. It's just knowing what you are logging in. And then there's the domain, which is the sub of the computer itself, which is the username, which what you have set up your computer and your password with. So there are two different things. There is the main branch, and then there is the sub branch which you are logging into. And this is open cloud. Actually, I've been testing it. It's really amazing in design. I'll show you what it designed for me yesterday. I just put it up actually because I own a domain, and in this coming days it would be actually effective in working. So I've been testing the design. This is what it gave me. It's really amazing actually how it actually did. Like, it's just a template, it's no functionality. So but as just like designing, it is actually amazing. And it was quick actually. It didn't took even 20 minutes actually, and it was done. So future replacement of engineers coming up 100%. Oh, so I've been testing now. It says over here, I'll help you implement. It's still like saying I'll help you implement. Like if you look at the chat, like I give it a nice blueprint, like describing everything, and I ask it to summarize and create a shortcut. Well, it started describing. Then when we set to a point that we have agreed, both of us, and I said, okay, start implementing, and I said, okay, payment, do not mark payment, and I give it also a provider that we're gonna be using, and then it says, let me understand your requirement better, and then give me a bunch of explanation, and then says at the end, would you like us to create, I can begin by creating the new server and structure and script integration setups. I said start implementation, no instruction, okay. And then it's still till now like saying let me help you instead of implementing what it says in the first. And then LLM request timeout, server, something happening. So now if I check the file workstation, it's still like, so it's running on a subsystem Linux. Therefore, if I want to go, I need to go through the files from the window. And I still don't see any actually file being created for backend. Neither agent, neither. Seems like as a server it's not actually, it's failing to apply all of the requests. So let's try. So I'll try to open it directly in the prompt and try to toggle from here. Perhaps it would have access within the same system because I was running them through like a server side, like this one hosting and the other side the window is like capturing the IP. So I need to know which model. Yeah, it's running. So what I need to do, I need to get one of the models inside here, but also I need actually to get some of those models that I have here and put them locally actually. So if you wanna reach, if you want your model, you're just gonna Scroll down in your settings. It was actually a bit confusing setting them up the first time. So if you go to AI and agent, you should see down a sub tab which would be saying models. So I'll be getting this model over here. If you have Olama installed, if you want to get a local model and download it, just type in Olama and then you add next to it Paul and then the ID of the model, which is the name, and then you just enter and it start getting the model, which is 6 GB. By the meantime, I'll show you other options that you can use actually to remote also access your computer if you had it too much difficulty. And also those ones that I'll be showing you next, you don't need to be connected within the same network. So if you have an Android phone, it's really easy. You're just gonna need actually to download this remote disk access, and then usually you're gonna need to set your computer first. You're gonna log in within the same account, and then you should go to this one first, remote, and then set up a device. You're gonna need to do it. You're gonna need to open this one over here because you will not have a device in the first time. So you're gonna need to open it over here and then access from the other side and set it. So let's say I'll be doing it again, but if I do it, I'm gonna need to put a new pin, which is not a problem. I'm gonna change it, so there would be no harm. So I deleted this one and stopped it the network. Now I'm gonna need to go back to my phone side and take it down. This one is not risky as the other one with 30 scale. As you can see now, I don't have any devices here. But in order for me to add a device here, what I should be going back to my computer and I should be getting to the same website as here, where it says go and visit. So if I go to my computer site and I click OK, got it. Now, as you can see, you're gonna get to the same website. It's gonna give you to download this app when you turn it on. And then once you turn on your remote access, you give a name and then you create a pin. And then once you create a pin is a 6 number digit. That's the minimum. So I'll just gonna do, I never used this pin before, but anyway, just to show you how it works. And then start. You start it in your computer first. Then once you're gonna start it, it's gonna start and saying device here. Now if you go back to the app in your phone, make sure you download the app correctly, not any app because there is too many. I'll be showing you right now, and be careful to not download the wrong app because you may give access to someone stranger. So if you refresh right now, you should have the new device that you just created. If you click on it, you add the pin that you put it in, and then you send. The difference here that the features are not actually really as expected, as you can see over here. So I just gonna type my code on my laptop. Over here you can touch your computer too, you can do a lot of stuff, same as the other side, only that connection sometimes struggle. So you can customize, say that you want 60/100 in the frame. You can say input, hide this input down, which you're gonna need what you are typing, or if you wanna do anything else. Then HP resolution. You have this mode also, which is cool, but it's like shrinking everything, making it look like smaller. Like let's say it's switching the resolution of the computer, which is nice. But I'll keep it in a normal mode so we can see everything. And you can choose between encoders, V8, high quality color, V9, and then you can fit this one like this, and then this one like full screen. Take off this, and you get something like this that you can actually go inside. And if you click like a minus here and you keep pressing too long, it should minimize the screens. So you're gonna need sometimes to zoom in, get closer, so that the touch can be effective. And now here you go. You can use two fingers to move while you are in the zoom, and also to zoom in too much so you can get closer to. The problem is with the pointer. Now this is one of the two that you can use. Now let's disconnect and let's remove the access. Well, this option will allow you actually to connect from anywhere. You don't need to have the same network. You can take with you a Bluetooth keyboard. There is a lot of Bluetooth keyboard most recently, and you can take with you a mouse. And since the phone have one port C type, if you can actually find a converter C type to USB, you have yourself a mini branding computer without you having to take it with you in your bags. And beside that, the phone takes a while for battery to finish. It's really nice. Also within streaming, like even if you are streaming with OBS, the computer processor take a lot of hits. So this is one of the options that you can use actually to stream while being comfortable, because all the hits would be in your phone instead of your computer. Now let's go back to Windows and let's see the futures. Now this session is closed, I'm gonna need to restart it again. For the Windows, I'm just gonna close this one. And in the Windows, in the first time, you're gonna have a mouse like this. If you try it the first time, you get a mouse. Sorry, I forgot to tell you about this. I had it like a bit fine, like it took me like 20 minutes then figuring out that they have actually also touch, because also remote how it's called, Team View also have the same thing with the touch and the mouse, so I was wondering if they have it. So it's actually located over here within the window sign. You're gonna get mouse and touch here in the top. So you choose touch if you want to use as a touch, or if you want to use like a computer with the mouse, you're just gonna use the mouse. And if you flip your screen vertical, you will get a nice view. So whatever is heavy is happening in your computer, not your phone. Your phone is just getting the image back from whatever you are working within your computer itself. So now because I'm using the mouse, let's get back to our model. Let's see what happened here. And let me just switch back to touch. Problem with the touch is sometimes you can't. Yeah, now it's scrolled on. So the model have nearly finished. So Hermes need 8 GBs. Well, this model is 6 GBs running within your local. So if you want the, what do you call it? So he's gonna start this now. So if you want the down arrow and the up arrow, you just go to the number tabs over here and you will have them over here. So they're useful like if you don't wanna rewrite everything, just use them. Since we're just gonna test the model in this computer to see how it's gonna be working. No. we're just gonna type run instead of pull, and we should see our local AI running within the terminal over here and speaking back. Also, you can actually have your Olama within your phone if you didn't know that. You can actually install it in your phone locally, but I've been testing like recently, like to put it like an IP within the phone itself, but I got a lot of problems within the reply. So for example, let's say hey, so it is working, as you can see, it's working even fast. Now it may gonna change. This is just the thinking because the model is actually Japanese or Chinese, not sure. So let's read. It says, hey there, how can I assist you? So the first part is thinking. That's mean the first what it's trying to comprehend what is the request, what it been stated. So the word, it says that the word is hey, what hey mean, and then it look and then give back the response, which is nice. Seems like working even fast. So in order to exit, just gonna do few things. Let me just problem I can't. Okay. So you're just gonna click Control C and then Control D, and then you're gonna be out of your machine. Now the model is working rapidly. I still need one more. Even you can actually do, instead of pull, if you don't, you can actually do Olama run straight forward. It will pull the model and then run it afterward. Same thing as pull. I think it's, oh yeah, it's the same model. I have it. Sorry. Let me see. Copy the same name. Oh, this is the. Like I said, you can do run and it will actually pull the model, as you can see, and then it will run it afterward without me saying again run again. But if you notice, this one is 9 GB, the first one was 6 GB around plus 1.8. Now let me try to see if Open Cloud can actually get me the model and use it. Okay, so ls. Actually into the user, so I can see the home, but there is no such directory as home. Uh, it's actually the Ubuntu, sorry. Should be going from here, it's more better. Mm. So you're just gonna write WSL. The first time you're gonna need to do install, and then after activating your environment sub Linux system, it will allow you actually to access. Then once you install Ubuntu, set up the password and everything, you would be able to access it like this from your PowerShell. So for me, if I wanted to get to the other side, I need to write this direction, which actually, let me just show you. So I need to CD from here to this side here, so I can, so let me just go it back again. There is one thing missing, just bear with me one sec. Um, in Linux, when you want to dive into a directory or a point, you, in the bash actually, you can see this one is more MTC, is we are already at home. So as you can see, we should CD back. Yeah, here, CD and MT. So I have to navigate like this until reach into the CDC, then again CD users, then the user I wanna go to, then the folder, oh sorry, the desktop, then the folder where I have the project, then the project. Let me just one sec. I want to see if it does allow me to pick. It says no model available most of the time. Uh, hmm. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to reconfigure again. So I'm just gonna need to clear because I can't see nothing. So it is the same thing even with the numbers, but I always put it like this to see if this time. Okay. Didn't configure. Let me try one more time. So I'll access it through the root, actually, the house router. It's the same machine, but it's like running two subsystems, but you give each one of them a different port. So if I do like this, now it should load the models, as you can see, and work. So No, actually I loaded the old one. Sorry for that. Should put 12, not. I still need to repeat this one more time, sorry. Uh, you're gonna give me one sec. It's gonna log out from my phone though. I'll be back in 1 second. Oh, okay. It's my bad, my bad. My bad, my bad. Sorry, that's cancelled. My mistake. Twice on the number. So the correct address for me would be this one. So as you can see now, we got it, the models. to add a model, just space. Once you're done, you need to click enter. Now I'm just gonna fix the workspace. Seems like I can give him access to that folder precisely, but I'm fearing if I do so, he may actually have access to the whole root, which is not actually good. So I'm gonna keep it into the same workspace. But I'm gonna check the plugins, perhaps under plugins. There's a problem, it keep picking Quan as a model, but anyway. Let's just close this one. Keep it just open in the background so the server getaway still runs. Now over here we're just gonna refresh. Actually, I actually close this one. Do open clear again. Now we're gonna switch default to this one. This one would be default. Problem it gonna have to check the settings here. There is a problem setting one model as default always. So Quen, it's not here anymore. So I need to restart the gate. And then the best thing would be actually to run Doctor actually, which would actually restart the gate shift and restart everything. And it will repair what's been missing. Now I need to go out and then so this is running within the same computer, not like actually sending a message to a different computer and waiting for the response. It's like the same machine. I want to check like the speed of the response, how it's gonna be. And this computer doesn't have a GPU, so this is the difference. Earlier we were receiving response using the GPU computer. This one just has a CPU. And then we will be testing again the models within Hermes actually. Now what happened right now is the CPU taking too much hits from the computer and streaming at the same time. So it got us back to this point. If I'm not wrong, what happened is the computer freezed. The model was running, they were too heavy running both of them at the same points. So you see, even when I touch her, it doesn't reflect back. Even the down bottom half of the page is gone. Even if I click an extra screen, it wouldn't add. Now we're gonna need to wait until it finished prompt. Then it may upload the model, and then the computer will be getting back normal. I knew that this is gonna happen. So now we got back. Still no response. Now we're gonna get a response. Like the computer processor just stopped, meaning that it has finished actually uploading those parameters that it's gonna be using. So it's good to have two computers, not one, because if you run it in one computer, this is the issue that you would be running. The quality would be not actually as expected. and also it would be slow too much. And you're not going to be using actually a lot of the models. You will have to use force to be used 4 billion if you are running just in the CPU by itself. And 4 billion parameter doesn't actually do nothing actually. Maybe good in customer service support, replying to customers, but coding, building project, calculation, analysis, all those things that you need, they are actually in big models, which need a big GPU. Some of the GPUs, like 40 GBs, they reach over 4,000, 5,000 euros. As you can see, it still didn't reply. I'm just gonna give it more few minutes, and after that I may actually reset the settings back. So running the model within the same computer actually is not useful. As you can see, like it has a lot of delays here applying. Although the model should be working. This is why actually, because I left it here open. So when you have a model open, what happens is it's overloading a second time. That's why the computer have freeze in the first time. Let me just stop this one and refresh back. I think by now you would agree with me it's not actually a good idea to run it within run LLMs and open cloud in the same computer. And the page is still frozen. What happened is the machine freezed. I think open cloud need 8 GBs of RAM and the model need 9. There is only 16, so So just kill Olama if you ever get like that and you get buggy like that, know that the local model actually would, the other system would not be, the memory wouldn't be enough. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna set it back to the other computer, which is the best option I can do at the moment. Like if I had a GPU in this one, wouldn't be a big deal. Since there is no GPU, just CPU, the models will take time actually to get just to respond or do a task. Now look the difference, that it's gonna communicate with the other one and it may be faster than earlier. Also, I'd like to know if it's loading the correct address. Okay. I need a token actually. So to get a token, I'm just gonna go again through the process, but this time for the gateway instead of models. Now it's complex sometimes, but once you understand how it works, it becomes easy actually. Mm, alright, we can change the port if you wish to. And that's it. One more thing. We'll start the gate. So you would give me 1 minute. Just gonna write my password. I'll be back. I'm just gonna do pause. And here we're back. Sorry, I just needed to type the password. Okay. So I pasted the correct. Okay, it seems like configuration has been messed up. Okay, so I think I know why. Because there's actually two of them. Okay. So the problem was because the terminal, I had another terminal going like a sub images. Now yes, from this point, I think it should be passing to the local. So I'm just gonna type again the password. Okay, seems it's not working properly, so I'm just gonna remove the security. That's the only thing seems that I will be able to do to. If you run into difficulties like this one, I recommend if you're not using any remote access like I do or stuff, just remove the security. If you are like just running it locally. Let me just. To remove security, just go to getaway, set the gate, set everything. When it says token, just say over here trusted proxy off, and then X forward user. So we're gonna need to give an IP for this user. Actually, let me do something else. Okay, let me. Do just a password. Since it's just running into my network, I'm just gonna put 64321 and Yeah, and I need also to. So, if I didn't mistake it, if you want to remove something, you just keep it empty. Like for example, I should go inside here, click generate token recommended off, generate plain text, and then over here delete all of the generated plain text. Then this away loop, and then password off, keep blank. Oh, we're just gonna keep it like 1. No, because the config always stays safe. So hopefully now we move this and password 1. Okay, then this is not the correct gate then. 127. Oh, 1. Okay. Like it's really weird. Okay, I need to do this one actually. Copy and then open, run gate, control V. It crashed at a certain point. Failed to start. Okay. Now we're gonna need to run the doctor. Okay. One more time, check what port. Yeah, this is it. Finally, we got back. Sorry, took a while. So if you get in trouble next time like this one, know that the issue would be like this. Although also I don't like, after testing, I don't actually recommend it. Like the best performance at the moment I seen, it's actually open code. Like it's it's freaking actually. Like OpenClaw seems like a good assistant messaging, but not really as work. Like it fail orders many times, doesn't apply. Hermes, it's too much slow also. Not really as fast as it's supposed to be, and it eats a lot of electricity. So if you see it responded like this, it's not because it's running in a separate computer, and this computer that we're using right now to communicate with is not the same one. That's why now it's running a bit faster, replying. So I'm gonna have a break. I'll see you up tomorrow, guys, and I'll see what the outcome of this long sessions after this. If you have any questions, want to know anything, just leave it in the comment. And also, before I forget, I already said about remote streaming to be careful. This is the app that you're gonna need to download. Remember how it look, because there is many apps I'm gonna show you right now. But if you see that the app have an ad, do not remote stream with it. That's mean it's not the original provided by Google. So if you go to the Play Store, I repeat again, be careful. So if you write remote, you see it's not this one, it's this one over here. If you see it's writing down Google CLI. Over here the provider is Ikimi, Ikami application. So be careful, This is the one that you need. I repeat again, this one, not this one. So have a nice day, and I catch up with you tomorrow because it's been 2 hours streaming.